Getting
It
most,
was
yeah.
sizzling on your spirit.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
So I came across your TikTok page on a random, I think FYP or something. I don't know how I found your page, but I was like, a lady on the roof. My God, what is going on here? I
That's
was
what I
like,
said.
is what is this? And so tell us about like how you got into the roofing industry and kind of what it is that you actually do.
Okay. So I've been in the roofing industry for about 10 years, but it all started with insurance, or actually over 10 years, but it started with insurance. I was an adjuster, and at one of the jobs that I was being taken advantage of,
Mm,
in a sense that, I'm being overworked, underpaid. Um, as an what do you call it? A salesman, insurance salesman. So
okay.
my stepdad calls me one day and he's like, "Hey, do you want to try doing an adjusting?" So an adjuster is the one who calls you if you ever have to actually use your insurance, the one that pays you the check. So I got
Hmm.
into that, and most of it was like roofing. Like people would just freaking crazy about roofs. People would make claims about their roofs all the time about insurance, and they just wanted roofs. I thought it was the nuttiest idea, and I was like, "Why are people so nuts about this?" But it's a thing. So I went through various carriers, worked for various carriers as an independent, learned everything about the insurance policy, how to use it, how to just use it, period,
Hmm.
how to enact it, how it works, everything about it. And decided that I no longer work for the insurance companies anymore. And I'm gonna be a contractor and use this insurance policy and help customer or homeowners be able to get things out of their insurance companies when things happen, because people don't know how their policies work. People don't know what their policies read or what they're
Hmm.
covered for and how to get the maximum benefit out of what you've been paying for the past 20 years or so.
No, that's a bar. I believe that. And most people, they pay for insurance and they, like you said, they don't know how to utilize it. They don't know how to work the system. And then if you call and put in a claim, what's 9 times out of 10, they're just gonna be like, you don't qualify, or find some type of loophole, or
Yeah.
just find any reason, even if it's, I won't say illegal, but even if it's clear that you're covered, they'll still try to deny you on the basis of denying you to see what you do, like what your step is. If you're gonna fight it, if you're gonna just, roll over or whatever the case. So you started on it. You was you working for a home insurance company and then everyone's just calling in for roofs? Is that what happened?
So basically, what I do is I help people obtain roofs, and we go through their insurance companies.
Oh,
And that's
okay.
a
Oh.
construction company. But that all ties in. So if they decide to move forward with the process, like I don't charge them for doing, helping them with their insurance and making sure that goes through, making sure everything gets approved. Because a lot of times the insurance company will do exactly what you said. They'll get them little or partial or not paid fully for it and say, yeah, there's a little bit of damage, but we're just going to repair it. This roof is not
Patch.
repairable.
They love
Right.
patches.
Right.
Let's do the little patch.
Yeah.
Bare
Nobody
minimum.
wants that. So I basically overturn those, and my overturn rate is at almost 100. I would say 99. But the problem
Hey,
is I took on a case
it's
where
modest.
yeah, yeah. So I took on a case that I shouldn't, but I basically told them, hey, I don't want to do this. And they were like, hey, yeah, I think it would be fine. And I was like, I don't think this is gonna get approved, but if you want to do this, I don't believe we should. And he was just saying, yeah, I want to try it. I'm like, fine. Sure enough, came back. I said it wasn't gonna get approved, dude.
Hmm.
So that's the only reason. Just did it because he wanted to.
Right.
Um,
You must have been bored.
So right.
I,
You got it. You miss 100%. You miss 100% shots you don't take. You know what I'm talking about? So you don't actually repair roofs like yourself.
No, I get on the roofs and I inspect them. That's what I did as an adjuster. I would have to actually climb the roofs and inspect them. But I have gotten on a roof and I've done a roof. Do not think that
Okay,
I haven't
okay.
gotten my hands
Bro.
dirty. My God,
So
it's terrible.
I have so in a past life I was in construction. I've been on roofs, I've done roofs, and I'm terrified of heights. And I was always
Boy,
legs shaking, thighs shaking. I had a
I
power washer
never.
roof once. I was power
Uh,
washing. You know what a power washer is? It's a big ass gun and it sprays water. It had soap
right.
in it, some chemicals. The roof was slippery. I'm not gonna get into it. It was a nightmare. But yeah, I don't fuck with roofs. So hats off to you
Nah,
because I
I
don't do it.
never get up there. I'm terrified. Me and my son went treetop lining. and I had to pump fake my braid for him. Like I would never go on the top roof, bro. And when I want to get my house, I want to put some solar panels up there, but I'm definitely paying somebody to do it. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, no, for sure.
Um, so talk about that kind of with the new solar panels and all these new technologies coming out for roofs. Is that something that you suggest with insurance? Will the insurance cover that, or do they have to pay for out of pocket, or how does that work?
No, that is a complete out-of-pocket expense to the homeowner. That's an upgrade, and they don't cover upgrades. But if you had solar panels on your roof already and something happened to it, then the insurance would pay for it. So once
Okay.
it's on your roof,
So,
it is covered.
so you have like get like a new policy or something to cover the panels, or
Oh, they probably have a policy for it. I wouldn't doubt it,
Probably
but
direct to the manufacturer or the vendor.
yeah, I wouldn't
Okay.
doubt it.
So
all
Queen, let's
right,
talk about Queen Roofing Services now. Is this
right.
your adjustment business? And you help, like you said, you reach out or your clients reach out to you to help them get the most out of their current policy that they have with someone else?
So basically what we do is I have a sales team that goes door knocking and that gets people to that are interested in roof replacements. So in Houston area, that's where we're based out of. It's a lot of storms that happen.
Mhm.
And because I know how to work the insurance and things like that, and it's completely legal too. So basically they'll go knock on doors and say, hey, we just had a huge major storm, actually two.
Mhm.
We noticed some roof damage up there. Do you know that you can use your insurance to get your roof replaced? And so basically they'll get them interested and then we'll go through the process and they'll get their insurance involved. All they pay is their deductible. The insurance kicks in and pays the rest. So most of them are paying like $5,000 for a $35,000 roof.
Wow,
That
okay.
yeah, so that's something that's interesting to them. They're like, wait, I know I need one. I know it was messed up. So once they bring those to me and we get everything approved, um, I send my crews out to replace the roof and then we go get the shingles, make sure everything's done. I'm there the day of the job. I'm making sure everything's like, tip top. I'm very, very picky with my builds. Um,
Nice.
so yeah, and then once everything's done, it's done.
That's dope.
That's unique. Yeah,
That's definitely unique.
like it is because it's like I hear people talk about homes all the time in their house in their roofs, right? And, and even when you're driving around, right, people roofs are just kind of not always the prettiest. And then they say roofs have like a 10 to 12 year shelf life anyway.
Some, I
And
think so.
and then yeah,
Well, I mean, so it depends on the type of shingle. Most of them are like a 30-year shingle or a 20 to 25-year shingle. They're kind of going obsolete with the 20, 25-year shingle. It just doesn't make any sense to have those anymore. They say they last that long, but in reality, you're going to get about maybe 10 to 12 years out of the 2025 one. And the 30-year shingle, you're going to get about 18, maybe 22.
okay.
Okay.
And does a new roof value to the home? Is there something
Oh,
that
yeah.
increases the appreciation value of the home?
Oh yeah, it definitely does. You'll get a lower insurance rate because the insurance is like, oh, we're not going to pay 30 bands on this anytime soon. We know that.
Hmm.
Right.
And then also, it adds value to the home as far as like resale too. So if you're going to sell it, definitely replacing the roof. It's going to